Well, hey y'all. Oh my gosh, where am I from? Hey y'all. Okay, anyway, I'm sticking with it. Hi everyone. I am from the country. This video is just about underscoring. It's about underscoring in particular from piano at the end of the sermon when we're getting ready for the reprise song. I just want to offer some like general like thoughts that I think might help us all as we kind of prepare for the weekend. Some of this might be just refresher, reminder for you, and that's fine. I want to say it. I want to not leave it unsaid. So as I'm trying to prep for a weekend, and I know I'm playing keys and I'm going to underscore at the end of the sermon into the reprise. There are a couple things that are pretty basic that I can start with. One is, what song are we singing for that reprise, and in what key? I need to know that so I can prepare through the week. For my example today, I'm going to use Glory, Honor, Power, and in the key of E flat, because that's what we just did this past weekend. So I'm going to use that. So what song are you doing it in, and in what key is that going to be in? Because really, I can look at that song and just take a kind of a snapshot or even note what chord progressions I see in it. I've written them down. In verse 1, there's a 1 6 4 chord progression. In verse 2, there's a 1 6 4 2 minor in there. And for the chorus of that song, it's a 1 6 4 5. Long story short is I just want to write those out and look at them and just start playing them. I just want to get them under my fingers in the middle of the week. So I can, like feel at home when I come out to underscore during the sermon. So that's kind of step one. What song are we doing? Are we headed into, and in what key? I say that's important. However, when you come in to underscore, if you know where you're going to land, like where we're going to start the reprise, you don't really have to play any of those progressions in particular. If you're really good, you don't even have to play in the same key, although I would suggest that you do stay in the same key. But it really doesn't matter where you start. That's kind of the point I'm making. So it's just music. I know that I'm in the key of E flat. So if I come out to start underscoring, first off, I'm not going to stick to any certain tempo. I'm going to come out, and generally I'm going to start offering the 1, because that's like home base. I love discussing music theory in a way that's like, if 1 is home, all the other notes in the major scale, or chords built on those notes in the major scale, are just trying to get back home. And the furthest you can wander away from home is a 5 chord. And 5 is the chord that wants to pull or slingshot you back to home the strongest, because the tension is the most. And so when you hear a 5 chord, you automatically want to come back home to a 1. So because I know that, I'm actually going to come out when I start underscoring, and I'm going to stay away from that 5 chord, probably for a while, unless there's a point being made in the text that feels like there's a resolution, or it's like the end of a big point, or it's like there's a finality to whatever's being said. Then I might use that 5 to 1 motion. But other than that, I'm going to come out, I'm going to start giving the 1, and then I'm probably going to go to a 4 outside of time. I can hang there as long as I want. Just depending on what's being said, and then I'll go back to 1. And as I'm like even right now playing, if there were a sermon going on, I would be listening to what is actually being communicated. I know my 1 and 4 are generally pretty safe, no matter what's being communicated. But if like they say something kind of emotional, or like it puts a question in the room, I'll go to a 6 instead of to a 1. I'll try to stay away. Like if what they're saying isn't resolved, then I'm not going to resolve my progressions. I'll just hang out on other things. I'm back to my 4, right? And so let's say he's ending a point and there's going to be applause. That was a 5-1, right? So what I'm trying to get across is that I am coming out. I still know where I'm headed. I know I'm in the key of E flat. I know I'm going to play Glory, Honor, Power. But I also know that the sermon's still going, and I probably have 4 minutes before he's done. So I'm going to come out and do whatever I want, honestly, in the key of E flat. But if I'm able to, I'm going to listen to what's being said, and I'm going to support or like underscore it, like on purpose. I'm going to listen to when he's getting emotional, and I'm going to, play maybe a 6 chord. And I'm not going to resolve if he doesn't resolve with the verbiage that he's saying. I can keep this up forever, like not going to a 1. I could do this for 4 minutes, like I wouldn't have to play, because 6 is like my soft one. That's like almost a 1, like it's a 1, but I'm still a little sad about it kind of 1, it's not complete. Yeah, so I hope that is making sense from a theory perspective, I guess, is what I would say. You see, I even just did that I was finishing my point and I went to that 1. That I wasn't pre-thinking that. That was kind of reflexive, because I knew I could feel like, oh, it's done now, or like, oh, the point is over now. So I went back to the 1. Somehow we need to, I think, work to develop, I guess, that ability to listen to what's being said and just kind of flow based on what is being talked about. That might not happen overnight for you. If this is a struggle for you, that's fine. Like I said, mechanically, you can start with just look at the progressions in the song and just maybe slow them down or pull them out of time. So I'll do the verse 1 progression of Glory, Honor, Power, but slow. That was 1 time through the verse. It's just super dramatically slowed down, You can just use one of those progressions. That's totally fine. Now, let's start talking about the transition or the turn towards the end of the sermon. Like the prayer is happening, and I have to know where I want to land. I know for this song, for instance, Glory, Honor, Power, let's say we're going to start it with the chorus. The holy is the Lord Almighty. The way I see it, that's a 1 chord at the beginning of that chorus. I could get there from either hanging on a 1 right before it. If I'm just kind of noodling around here on a 1 chord, I could easily go, holy is the Lord, holy is, right? I could also start that chorus from a 4 chord if I wanted. Chorus 2, 3, 4. Holy is the Lord. But either way, what I'm thinking is, what am I going to start? What's that chorus start on? And where do I need to be before I go into that start? Normally, it's almost always going to be a 1 chord or a 4 chord. Normally. I guess in this case, because it's a 1, I could also do it from a 5. Holy is the Lord. Right. Like I said, you got to start, I guess, just developing a feel for it. I'm not trying to be confusing. I know this might sound very confusing for some of you, but I'm just trying to, I guess, give you some examples. 1, what song are you headed into? What key is it in? What can you do through the week to start preparing to be very comfortable in that key? So that when you come out to underscore the sermon, you're not really thinking about the progression as much that you're playing, as much as you're thinking about the key maybe that you're in and what you can do inside of that key to match whatever is being said. And then making that transition smooth into the reprise song, whatever it is. So, I think that's really all I got. How long's this video been right now? 10 minutes. Dang, that's a long time. If you've stuck with me, thank you. If you have questions, please reach out. I do not claim to be an expert at this at all. I'm not really a keys player. I'm really not. I just know like just enough to like pretend that it looks like I might know it, but I'm not that proficient. So, yeah,